Did you make a New Year's resolution to get into shape? I did. How's it going? Badly. Are you struggling already? Just 4 days into the new year? Well, if that sounds like you, I want you to meet Sue Mitchell, who runs a business in Harnham near Salisbury. We spoke to her this time last year when she'd gone from a size 20 to a size 12 in just 9 months. So, you know what happens when you lose weight quickly? You just pile it back on. Have you piled the pounds back on, Sue?
No, the opposite actually. Since I last spoke to you last January, I've lost another stone.
Wow, and I mean, the thing is that you sound very happy in yourself, because we can start talking about dress sizes and how many stone have come off and stuff, but actually it's about being healthy and happy, isn't it?
Well, that's right, yes, and I do, and I feel really good about myself.
Well, take me back to how you felt when you were a size 20 then.
Well, it was actually between size 20 and 22, and I felt, and I think I said to you last year, it's when I saw a photograph of myself, and we'd been to an awards do, and a photograph was sent through to me via the local newspaper, and I opened it up, and I saw this picture of myself, and I thought, oh my God, I could not believe that was me, and I was mentally feeling, limbs were starting to hurt. I felt lethargic. I couldn't get anything to fit. I felt frumpy and everything like that, and I just thought, I've got to do something about it. And seeing that photograph, that was it. Right, okay, let's get started. And that's when I said I was on the phone to Eric on the Coach Me Slim and Trim programme, and that's where it all started from. So
is there a point when when you're at your, as you say, you're feeling lethargic, everything's aching? It's all very well, isn't it, when we are feeling good about ourselves and we say, right, I'm going to tackle this, whatever the problem might be, I'm going to jump into action. But actually there's that vicious circle where, because you're feeling lethargic and you're not very happy with yourself and everything seems a bit of a struggle, that first step on the road to kind of being in charge of your own weight takes a lot of doing.
It certainly does. It's actually getting your mindset. I've got to do something about it. Because as you say, you get in that old cyclist thing. The more you want to do something, because you're fatter, you feel fat yourself, and you do. And I did. I looked. I thought, my God, I am so fat. That you sort of tend to eat more, and then the weight goes on, and you don't do anything about it, and you keep saying to yourself, I must do something. And then it was only that initial push, seeing that photograph, that said to me, this is it, we've got to do it, I've got to go for it. And then it's making that initial phone call, picking the phone up to somebody, whether it's to make an appointment to go to the gym, to a personal trainer, to whoever, your local slimming class, it's that initial doing it. And once you've done that, and you then go to the first session, and you start seeing other people, and you start talking, and they put you on this program, and you start getting into it, and you start thinking, it then becomes a bit of a momentum, and you start to enjoy it. The first few pounds start coming off, and you think, oh yes, right, okay.
Is there an embarrassment factor at the start? Because I was talking to my mum over Christmas, and I was saying, I could do with losing a few pounds. And my mum, by her own admission, has been losing weight and doing very well, but she still, wants to get to her target, and she's been using this Wii Fit in the front room. Yeah. And she said, well, I only do it at night, because she said, I dread the idea of people walking past the front room window, looking in, and seeing someone who looks like me doing a workout exercise. She said, I just find that embarrassing. And I suppose you have to get over that hurdle as well.
Well, I suppose you do, but that sort of side of it didn't really bother me, because I sort of thought, I want to do it, so blow what anybody else thinks or how I look. Yes, you do. When you go into a gym, you sort of think, oh God, if I got to go into the gym, there's going to be all these skinny minis in there and lycra, blah, blah, blah. But that didn't bother me at all. And some of the gyms, I think you find a lot of the gyms these days and things that you go into are people like yourself. And they don't care. We go in there, and we're all in there for the same thing, and we just get on with it, and we do it. And you shouldn't feel embarrassed. Let's say that you should not feel embarrassed about how you look, because mentally, once you get going, you're going to look as good, if not even better than they are in however long, So, no, do not feel embarrassed about going to a gym or out running even. You see all shapes and sizes, and I think good on them now, because they're making an effort to do something about their weight. So no, just go for it, as they say, and don't feel at all embarrassed.
I said right at the start, it's not about dress sizes, and I should have had the slight caveat there. It's not about dress sizes until you hit a size 10, and then I imagine you start telling everybody, don't you?
Yes.
So when did that happen, and how did that feel?
Well, I got down to a size 10, and I will tell you, I've got a couple of pair of trousers that are a size 8, but there could be a large size 10, but in my mind, it says on the label size 8, so that's good enough for me.
You're wasting away, woman. There'll be nothing left of you.
No, I'm not. No, I'm maintaining it. But it did take me another 6 months from when I last spoke to you, which was in January of last year. So in June of last year is when I hit my target weight of losing the 5 stone. And since then, I've been maintaining it, So that's been really good. I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Did you get more second glances these days?
Well, I have from a few people that I haven't seen for a while. I must admit, I did see somebody back a few months ago that I was meeting that I hadn't seen for quite a while, and they did walk past me and they could not believe it, and you sort of think, oh, right, yes, it is me, But I have to say, it's all, the maintaining it is all what helps on the Coach Me Slim and Trim program. I was with Eric, and can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Can I just say congratulations to Robert Lewis from the Chocolate Shop in Salisbury, because he's the new Coach Me Slim and Trim Slimmer of the Year, and he lost 3 stone last year. So I'd like to say well done, Robert, and to everybody else that's been on the program, just keep going for it, because it gives you a complete new lease of life.